Hey everybody, Andrew here. You may have heard earlier this week that physical Vita games are dead. Turns out that was fake news. We got one right here. This may be one of the last Vita games that we see physically, it turns out, but this is Persona 3 and Persona 5 Dancing. This is actually a dual pack coming to Japan for PS Vita, and we're gonna open it up. So let's see. First we've got, I'm gonna remove this thing if I can. Put this to the side. So this is like this outer box, which has a really cool new illustration. This is with Persona 3 and 5 characters. So for those who don't know, there's actually two games. There's Persona 3 Dancing Moon Knight and Persona 5 Dancing Star Knight. They're both coming out on the same day in Japan. This pack has both games. These are the two separate games. These are the Vita versions. They are also coming to PS4 in Japan. What's cool about it is that these games, there's Persona 4 Dancing about 2 years ago. That game only came to Vita, and in Japan, if you buy the triple pack of these games, you can actually get it on PS4 for the first time. But on Vita, you only get 3 and 5 because 4 is already out. And let's see what one of the last physical Vita cartridges looks like. Might be one of the last times you see these, but it's pretty cool. And then the box art, of course. All this art that you're seeing in these outer packaging and on this box art is by Soejima, who is the art director of Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5. Catherine, he's definitely been around for a while. He is super wonderful. And these are new illustrations by him of these characters. Oh man, I gotta savor this shrink wrap because it might be one of the last times I ever get to do this on Vita. And if you're not caught up in that news I'm talking about, what it turns out is happening, they're going to switch to mostly digital for Vita releases in the future, it looks like, because there aren't that many Vita games left. But we'll see how long that lasts in the US. There you go. The other big thing included in the special edition for these games is there's DLC from other Persona and Shin Megami Tensei games. Let's see, we have a little book here that I think has some of those. So the main thing in this soundtrack set is you get a 4-disc soundtrack, and this book actually breaks down the track listing for each of those, which is really cool. You have the full Persona 3 soundtrack, the full Persona 5 soundtrack, some really cool remixes and stuff. So this has 4 discs, full soundtrack in both games. In the backs, it has these logos. That's Morgana in the Persona 5 logo and Aegis in the Persona 3 logo. Really cool set. I mean, obviously the music is such a huge part of the Persona soundtracks, or of the Persona experience, and having these soundtracks is pretty cool. Kind of makes it all worthwhile for these dancing games. This full collection is available for about $150 in Japan. If you get it from Amazon Japan, it's at a little bit of a discount. I got it for like $130. And then there's also the triple pack I mentioned for PS4. These are out now in Japan. They came out yesterday. So far, there's no English release announced, but E3 is right around the corner. So we'll see. For everything Persona, for everything cool imports, soundtracks, everything else, you're in the right place, IGN.